and welcome back to Let's Play E7. Here we are in the final dungeon, the Well of Souls, and this is a pretty lengthy dungeon. Over here we've got these big guys with swords. We're just going to spam Pentagram to take them out. Pentagram, extremely good for anything that is not slash resistant. Here we can get some Alp Flowers and Alp Seeds, which we will want to synthesize some good gear. Over here we've got these floating head crab guys. These guys are pretty important because they are a good source of large bones. There are a lot of synthesis recipes for the ultimate equipment that require large bones, so you want to make a habit of killing as many of these guys as possible. I haven't done so at this point, but absolutely you want to get Elk learned on Bandit, and it's probably not a terrible idea to have him in the party once you're able to synthesize the Caliosarion and just have Adol take care of your combat needs. Just switch to Elk periodically and steal things as you need them. Here we've got the Maum plant to get the Maum fruits and Maum seeds that we need for synthesizing the items that require those, namely the extracts. We also, those Alp flowers can be used to synthesize the Alp extracts, which is the 2000 HP healing item. It is the only healing item that I don't think you ever find in any treasure chest. Of course, I've been wrong about a lot of things as I've said them, so don't quote me on that, but I only ever recall finding them through synthesis, so yeah, that's something to consider. Gonna be taking the effort to kill quite a few things as we go along here, because we need to get a lot of levels by the time we get to the end of this dungeon. On my previous playthrough, I beat the final boss at level 60 and had some trouble along the way. It was not the easiest fight in the world, so I may shoot for level 62 just for the sake of watchability in the video, but it does take quite a bit of killing. I only hit level 60 after farming literally all the materials I needed to get every piece of ultimate equipment, and it takes quite a while to get all that stuff, so it was no small amount of grinding that went down for me to get that. I'm not 100% sure on this, but I think Nightmare Mode, or at least the harder difficulties in general, ever so slightly apply a penalty to the amount of experience you get, because I did less farming for synthesis work in the playthrough I did on hard mode, and I ended off on like level 62 naturally, so I feel like there might just be a slight penalty applied to your EXP. That little drop off there, that will take us down to the water area that we were just in. Obviously we don't want to go there, so we should avoid it. And I better get my Gratios Talisman back on, or not the Gratios Talisman, my Alias Urn. We have quite a bit of money grinding to do in order to get all of the items from the Zanzibar firm. There's still quite a few that we haven't gotten, and I've mentioned this previously with the Luminous Rock, but any item that you find normally, if it's sold by the Zanzibar firm, you do have to specifically buy it from there to get it for the achievement. I was just trying to line up for an extra skill, and I had an extra hit there, so, you know, not the greatest I've done. Just figured, we've got these extra skills, may as well use them. Luckily, I'm not too concerned about taking a ton of damage here, as the enemies give a lot of experience in this dungeon. Actually, speaking of that, we better get our training rings on. Put the training ring 2 on Aisha, a training ring 3 on Adol, and we'll just put a training ring 1 on Krushi. Now, at this point, we actually... Moonstones. This is good. This is the final stone we need to complete the quest for the lecture from the Iskin villager. Not going to go back there right now. I'm just trying to remember what his name was. Let's see. Lecture Dragon of Altago from Matthew Torres. Yes, this is the last item we need to get the final lecture from Matthew Torres. We haven't gotten any at this point, so we got quite the exposition dump coming up at the end. Here we can find moonstones from this gathering point. Moonstones are not the only ore to be gathered in this dungeon. Later deposits within the dungeon will have soul stones, and soul stones are required for fusing the ultimate equipment, synthesizing the ultimate equipment, and they are decently common, so with luck medals on everyone, from the points that have them as a gatherable material, you can get them with relative frequency, and I know a good loop that we can do to get them, not so much quickly, but quicker than it would be if you were just trying to get them naturally. Heading deeper into the Well of Souls. Much like the Adona village. Something to think about. Yeah, I wonder what the previous Altagos were like, and I wonder what the world at large reacted to just Altago being destroyed. Over here, we've got these flying guys. They are strike weak, so we want Cruci to come on out. These guys have a pretty wide array of materials that they can drop, but among them, they can drop Soul Stones, so they're one of the few ways early on in this dungeon you can get Soul Stones. Otherwise, most of the Soul Stones are going to be gotten from gathering points in the back half of the dungeon, plus a couple of enemies that are slightly more common about dropping them. Yeah, as you can see, this guy has a ton of HP, but we take him out with no issue. There, it all was, as Cruci was using Dragon Blaze, he teamed up with a Pentagram, so that did some excellent damage since he was stunned. Here, in this part of the dungeon, we'll pass on taking out this guy right now just because he's so durable. Heading this way, we're going to hit a dead end, but you can probably tell from the topography here, it's going to be a shortcut later on down the line. I want to get more moonstones, but nah, it just takes too long to kill this guy. The other enemies we can fight in this dungeon are a lot weaker. Here we've got these rotating lasers, similar to the attack that Z Kalios could use on us. Lost track of my SP there. These wood gathering deposits we can get crystallized twigs from, the final wood material. And again, a lot of the ultimate equipment, crystallized twigs, a lot of the ultimate equipment we can synthesize in the game requires crystallized twigs, so you want to be getting a lot of them. Here's where it gets a little bit tricky with these rotating lasers. As you can see, we've got overlapping ones. This one's moving along as it goes, so we want to... It's a bit weird. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Yep. Yeah, we're just going to have to cheese our way through that. Sometimes you have to be waiting for them to come in a very specific pattern to get through them without getting hit, but it's not a huge deal that we did. Okay, so, yeah, what we want to do is try and... No, not follow that one. Oh dear. Can I get through this without getting hit? Nope. Yeah, I'm not sure what exactly pattern they want you to go through that in, but once you get to the end, you can hit that switch, and it'll just shut them off. Here we'll take out more of these guys. Again, we want lots of large bones. We will probably require literally hundreds of them by the time it comes time to synthesize. And I will definitely have to do some extra farming, because I'm not getting that just by playing the game naturally. Here we get a white talisman. Let's take a look at what that does. I'm saying that because I forget offhand what it does. Let's see, white talisman, white talisman, white talisman. Right here. Cures against all status elements. You know, I'm pretty sure I never brought attention to that. I'm pretty sure we got that from the path leading to the Picard, or maybe I did, and I'm just forgetting. It was a while ago. You have to forgive me. There's a lot to keep track of in this game. I barely managed with just the names of the bosses. Maybe sometime far into the future, several years from now, someone will comment on whether or not I already did that. Yeah, you know, like most YouTubers, I can't be bothered to go back and watch my own videos to make sure. It's a classic bit of hypocrisy there. One of my own pet peeves when watching videos is when people can't remember stuff that I, of course, recently watched the videos I know, and I'm just as guilty of it, but hey. Hey, we got a Soul Stone. That's pretty nice. It should... Oh, Dragon Energy Drop. Let's just use up the one we got and then take it. I was gonna see if I couldn't use Pentagram, but then I looked at my SP gauge like, no, I'm way off from that. Alright, another one of these. Let me see. Maybe if I do it like so. Come on. Yes, okay, there we go. I managed to get through at least one of those without getting hit. And this one's just going in an obnoxious reverse order, so we just have to take it very slowly. Honestly, it's smarter to just tank the damage and run through these. There's not really any point in waiting through them. We can warp back and get healing items at any time, so what does it matter? Aisha's Aqua Burst is already at level 9, so hopefully throughout the course of this dungeon we'll get it all the way up to level 10. And the reason we came this way, even though there was no treasure, of course, is because it reveals the Iskin Seal on the central platform. Once again, we have to use the Moon Song Bell. We will be using quite a few of the artifacts in our inventory. Not all of them. I don't think we use the Ice Dragon or the Ice Crystal at any point. Oh, there we go. That was funny. Here, we can get Holy Water. This has Spring Water as its common gather, and Holy Water as its rare gather. At this point, we can start farming Holy Waters to fuse the final of the compounds, which I will be getting the materials for off-screen. Over this way, these guys are pretty important. They drop Moonstones and also Soulstones. Pretty good guy to hit with Elk's Bandit, because they have a very high chance of dropping Soulstone off of Bandit. I haven't really gone over Bandit, mostly because I haven't felt the need to go out and learn it when I don't need it. But Bandit, I believe, has its own unique table that it pulls from when determining what you get, and certain items that are more commonly dropped are more commonly stolen from if you use Bandit. I'm sure I worded that a bit weirdly, but basically, Bandit, you're more likely to get certain items than if you had just killed the enemy naturally. But as far as I'm aware, the full drop list that an enemy has is also covered by Bandit. You're just not guaranteed, or you're not likely to see specific items from Bandit all that often, which for the most part works in your favor. Usually it's the rarer items that they drop that is gotten by Bandit. Here we've got this weird red pedestal over this way, but no clear indication what we need to do with it. However, we come over this way. Got a nice little laser light system going on here. And you've probably seen this puzzle before. Those stationary pedestals redirect, well, they're not stationary, but these pedestals, when we hit them, they will rotate. And if they've got a laser beam going into them, they will refract the laser into a different position. Now, the way this works is that the white laser in the center takes on the color of the very first refractive laser that it hits. So right now it's hitting a blue pedestal. And if we hit it around into another white pedestal, it will turn blue. Now, let me just double check something here. Some of these are not ideally located. Oh, I already solved a portion of the puzzle. Refracting it back that way hits that switch, and yes, there's another one over here, so let's just hit it to the side. You do not have to keep the laser trained on these switches in order to bring the barrier down permanently. Once they hit, they will stay hit. And let's see. When a laser of a different color hits the opposite color, so when blue hits red, the laser path is broken. It can't go any further. So to get a red laser, we'd have to rotate the central light into a red pedestal in order to get a red laser. Over this way, we've got a treasure chest. Let's take this guy out and reap the spoils there. Deals excellent damage on Pentagram when we hit a weakness. And hit him with another pentagram since it is efficient. Man, that move is powerful. Here we get the Sillard. This is a pseudo-ultimate weapon. I guess you could say it's the penultimate weapon for Elk. The penultimate weapons, they all have the tier 4 skill on them, which it makes this a good opportunity to learn them if you neglected to grab them for certain characters, like, say, Geis. Yeah, and the save file that I made for completing the Water Sanctum, I did not actually grab Geis' ultimate weapon because I forgot where it was, and we don't have it right now, but I didn't really sweat it because we were going to get a backup anyway that was just flatly stronger. Well, that was a waste of a pentagram, but you know. Here we get Stompy. This is Cruchy's penultimate weapon. I like that name. Kind of wish that was her ultimate weapon with that name, but nope, just the penultimate one. Very nice, though, because it'll give her something that beefs up the amount of experience she gets from Dragon Blaze. Gonna take this guy out here. Just him with a couple of Ignis Blazes. Very nice when those skills crit. You don't see natural crits too often if you don't have an accessory for it. Getting tons of Moonstones here. And over this way, got one more treasure chest to get. Just take this guy out. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. This guy can also drop soul stones, though when you use Bandit to steal from him, far more often he drops crystallized twigs, which is not a bad thing, because we need plenty of those also. Here we get the Volo Staff for Mishera, which I do not care about in the slightest. Yeah, we're going to see Mishera as well as every other party member at least once more in this game, but for right now, we're just sticking with the tried and true good comp. Alright, we got one more blue pedestal to hit, or blue switch to hit, so let me see. Yeah, this one right here is broken, so it breaks the chain. Let's hit that one over. I believe it's hitting another white one over here. Yep. And at this point, we can just rotate it around until it hits the proper switch. Yeah, this is not the hardest puzzle in the world, just a very slow and tedious one. One more. There we go. Man, had to do a full rotation to get it over. Over here, we've got this Crescent Moon switch. Hit this. And it creates the aforementioned shortcut from earlier. Well, not really a shortcut. I suppose it's the way forward, actually. We'll be heading that way in a moment. Now we want to hit this laser into a red pedestal. Okay, and let's see. That is currently stuck on a blue one. What we want to do is move it over this way. I believe we want to have it hit the one on the right here. This puzzle's a little slow and tedious. Hopefully I don't screw this up too much. Am I going the right way? I think this should go the right way. Okay, hit that one. Start rotating this, and it should hit the switch. No? Okay, clearly wrong here. Hold on a second. Let's just get an overview of what we got here so far. Let's see. Oh, this guy. Let's just use Catastrophe to take him out so I can get this treasure. And done and dusted. Over here we get the Dueler. This is Geiss's penultimate weapon, and it has his tier 4 skill, so that situation has resolved itself. Forget if this guy drops soul stones or not. None of that really matters. Okay, hold on. I think I've got it right here. Let me see. Yeah. Okay, yeah. I just overshot it. We need to move this one around a little bit more. Just hit this. And I want to pay attention to where I'm sending this once it gets close. Okay. Should just be 2 more hits. And yeah. Okay, that should work, actually. And just hit this until it hits the proper switch. Yeah, not the most exciting puzzle work, but hey, at least it is a puzzle. I think the first real puzzle this game has, right at the end. I mean, unless you consider use object A on point B as a puzzle, then I guess we've had several puzzles in this game, but otherwise this is the first legitimate puzzle. Alright, in here we get the Hewley, Aisha's penultimate weapon. Want to get that onto her immediately. We'll get her a little bit more experience for Cataract Blue, which I'm sure she'll throw out as I'm using pentagrams. And here we've got to do a bit of a roundabout thing to get this one forward. Alright, we want to pay attention to where this one's going. Actually, just to get preemptive, let's hit this. I gotta line this up properly. We've got to do a bit of a roundabout one to get this one here. I believe, yeah, that should do it. If it doesn't, we can just head back and hit it once more. So we've got to start sending this one around. Will that actually make it? No. Okay, wrong one. We want to actually send this one over a little bit, I believe. Let me just see if that actually lines up. No, not this one. Okay, we're getting there. We're getting there. This is not the most straightforward thing to eyeball. Okay, I think one more hit should actually send it into the right one. Oh, no. Okay, hold on. I'm screwing this up. Let me get this off screen, because it's going to take me a while to hit this all to the right direction. Alright, I think I got it right now. We had to hit this one until it refracts into this white pedestal over here. Hit this one over until it connects with this red pedestal right here, and then we've got to do a bit of a lengthy rotation to get this one switched around. And again, this is not exactly something you can easily eyeball, so I'm going to err on the side of caution, and once I think I'm getting close, I'm going to run over. One more should do... Okay, alright, I had the previous one lined up. I was a little gun-shy about rotating that too far, because I wasn't sure if I had the final leg of the laser chain lined up properly, but we did, and it hit the switch immediately as soon as we rotated it to the right direction. And here we've got another treasure chest, as well as a guy who's here to get on my nerves for the most part. So let's hit this guy down. Whoop. Yeah, be careful about his stompies there. And Dragon Blaze should take him down, no problem. There we go. Yeah, I'm not sure what his other drop material is. Here we get the Lunar Carapace, the penultimate weapon for Dogi, and another carrier of Grand Slam. I'm definitely going to want to get some levels for Grand Slam off screen, because there is a specific point where we're really going to want that skill. Heading over this way. Oh, geez, we got a lot of these guys. Let's just be careful here. Whoop. Yeah, definitely want to be careful of the Fire Breath, because of course... Oh, my! I say, gotta be careful of the Fire Breath, and then I immediately take like 30 hits from it. If I can just get Dragon Blaze on deck, I can hit these guys for huge damage. Ah, jeez. Okay, Dragon Blaze is ready. Let's just hit these guys. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Okay, we'll switch to Adol and just go for some not-so-strong hits here. Oh, are these guys not strike weak? I thought they were strike weak. Well, that explains why I was having some trouble here. Anyway, we get Hyper Cutter. This one, I believe... Yeah, it does not have Adol's Tier 4 skill on it. It just has Sword Dance. Whatever, it doesn't matter too much. Maybe I should... Yeah, let's just use this Incense up to be safe. And take out these guys just for the chance at Soul Stones, because it is useful to do so. Come on, take them out. And just a little bit more. Ooh, boy, Crushi is close to dead. Yeah, I'm not... Okay, we're just gonna cut our losses here and head on out. I'm not a fan of playing as Crushi and Mustafa just because of how slow and awkward their hits are. It's just so easy to take damage when you get caught up in attacking things. Anyway, we hit the Crescent Moon switch to open the path forward. Let's just stop by here to grab a little bit more holy water if we can. I'm gonna have to farm it regardless, but you know, every little bit we can get right now helps. And let's head on to the way forward. Down this way, we can get past this point that we opened up. And over here, let's see. This is something that'll become relevant later, but you probably saw the Iskin seal down there. This will be a shortcut that we can open up at a later point. And just want to take these guys out because I can take them out nice and easy with Pentagram. Like so. There we go. And over here, not quite here, but in here, we've got our first monument for the area. Now, just past this point, there is a mini-boss, and I think I'll save that for next video. What I want to do right now is, because there's going to be a bit of dialogue that we have to chunk through in order to get this quest resolved, we're going to warp back to Iska Village, and we're finally going to get the lectures from Michael Torres, so get excited. Odds are he's going to tell us quite a few things that we already know, but hey. How it is with these text-heavy games sometimes. Hey, my dude. Oh, Matthew Torres. Sorry, I called him Michael. I had several coworkers named Mike, actually, so I guess that name gets stuck in my brain. Radamanj. Thank you for remembering the dragons' names for me, so I don't have to. I don't know what it is about their names, but it just, like, they just fly out of my head. I spent, like, 10 minutes repeating Zakalios' name to myself, because I knew I wasn't going to use his picture as the thumbnail to avoid spoilers, so I really didn't want to forget it and have to dig up the name from a guide or something. And thank you, Matthew. I wasn't really paying attention to what you were saying, but I'm sure it was fascinating. Unfortunately, we've got 4 more to get through. Here we can show him the Firestone. And Gwibarl, he was a much more fun boss than Radamanj was. Well, thank you, Captain Obvious. I will admit, they did get those locations did get a little esoteric when we got as far in as possible. As if they weren't strange enough just at a glance. Too bad we could never beat that giant slime monster in the Flame Sanctum. And yes, you can do these as you get the stones, and it'll be a little less annoying when it comes time to turn in the quest as a whole. But much like the Michael Wooten's, that was another reason I was getting the name Matthew mixed up. Unlike the Michael Wooten quests, or like the Michael Wooten quests, rather, you do not get any reward as you do this quest. It's all at the end. Well, we were granted a better extra skill, at least. Well, our next visit is right now. Here is the Sea Stones, which I only have a handful of, because I synthesized most of the ones that I have. Sure. Uh-huh. You know, I was kind of accurate when I was saying this guy's just gonna tell us stuff that we already know. I mean, I guess unless you really weren't paying attention, and if you weren't, I don't think you'd really care to see what this guy has to say either. Probably that's a serious tragedy. And one more stone to give him. Here we have the Moonstone, and hopefully he can tell us something new. Like Mustafa and his tribe? The Dragon Warrior. That is no longer the title of another series, so we have full clearance to use that in our game. Yeesh, literally everything he's told us is stuff we've already heard before. But for listening to Matthew Torres' parrot exposition at you, he will give us a actually really unique accessory, the Black Talisman. Now, the White Talisman protects you against all ailments. What does the Black Talisman do? Does it allow you a chance at inflicting every ailment? That would actually be kind of cool, but sadly, no. Let's take a look at what the Black Talisman does. This one has kind of a unique effect, but what it does is, as you can see, it is a chance to nullify damage. I've never actually bothered to try this, so I'm not sure how effective it is, actually. But regardless, I'd rather just avoid hits outright than take them and hope the Talisman procs to save me, so we're not gonna use that at all. We have much more practical and more effective accessories at our disposal, but we've got just one last quest to take care of. So we will deal with that, but before we finish off this video, let's just take a look at the Synthesis Workshop. Now that we have Moonstones and Soulstones, there should be a bunch of new stuff for us to look at here. Like so, we can create the Seiya Armor, which is the ultimate heavy armor, the Null Pain. As you can see, we've got just enough Soulstones to actually synthesize stuff. Void Clothes, the Innocent Shield, which is the ultimate shield. Towards the bottom, we can synthesize the Armored Genma, and this one is very, very important for getting money. As you can see, we trade 5 Soul Stones, and 5,000 gold, get a accessory that we can sell for 25,000 gold. So every Armored Genma you synthesize, that is a 20,000 G profit. These are outright the best way to get money in this game. Just get 5 Soul Stones, synthesize an Armored Genma, and sell it, and you will be rolling in the money in no time. And like I said, once we get to the end of the Well of Souls, we will have several points where we can get Soul Stones guaranteed, and in a relatively quick amount of time. I think per trip I could probably get like 50 Soul Stones. So, let's see, would allow us to sell 10, so that'd be a 200,000 G profit just off of one trip. So that is the ideal way to get money in this game, the best way to get all of the items at the Zanzibar firm. But while we're here, let's see, how about I synthesize an Innocent Shield? Should probably be the ideal thing to synthesize, get Adol just a little bit more properly equipped here. Now, off-screen, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the rest of the materials that we need to synthesize the last of the concoctions and finish that quest off. Let's see, another thing that we want to synthesize is another energy orb, which that'll just require that I get some blackstone, so I'll have to mess around in the Altaga waterways to get those, but it shouldn't take too long. Also gonna need to get more iron ores, as we need a lot of those for synthesis. Other things that I want to synthesize, if I can get some extra soul stones to synthesize more equipment, that would be ideal. I'll also probably get Elk to finally learn Bandit, so that I can steal stuff, and that will be very handy for getting stuff much more quickly. But yeah, that's what I'm going to take care of off-screen. We'll reconvene, and I'll do the synthesis on-screen so you can see exactly what I'm making. But otherwise, that'll be what we do in the next video. I'll save it here, and when we return, we will synthesize the last of the elixirs, some extra equipment, and then we will travel deeper into the Well of Souls. As always, I hope you enjoyed watching, and I hope to see you next time. Until then, goodbye.